What's going on, guys, in the works? And I actually had to take 2 takes in this video, and that's a very rare thing for me. But yeah, we're going to be doing some sniping today. We're going to be talking about sniping in Battlefield 4. This is actually going to be part 2 of our 3-part conversation. And the first part was a couple weeks ago. We kind of talked about the basics of sniping, you know, the role that DICE kind of wanted them to have in this game as the Recon class. And we're going to expand on it. We're going to talk about a few ideas I have. A couple of things like that, but this game is a little laggy. If you do see some rubber banding here or there, I don't know what was going on with the server, but this is actually a really good instance of sniping, and I had to pause there because I had to think about it, because this isn't normally how I play the sniper rifle. This isn't normally how I play Recon. Usually I'm pretty aggressive, but I hung back a little bit because I wanted to see if I could play it a little bit differently, because we're going to talk about 2 different styles of play and my idea for the Recon class. And I've actually seen a lot of comments about it, and I've talked about this in videos, and it's an idea that I think is actually very, very practical. Will DICE implement it? I don't know, but let's get started. Let's talk about this groundbreaking idea that In The Works has. Okay, so what if we split the Recon class into Recon and like a class that's based off the bolt action snipers, which would, you know, typically just be a sniper class. Because in the first part of this video, or the first video, we talked about how the Recon role was supposed to be out there, you know, putting down spawn beacons, being in close, marking targets, doing reconnaissance, you know, recon, doing what you're actually supposed to do. But if you think about it, DICE kind of confuses people with that, because you give it to the sniper rifles, which in essence, a bolt action sniper isn't something that you're supposed to be in close. So they give you a weapon that's supposed to get behind enemy lines, that's supposed to be up there at the front lines, but a lot of people don't play it like that. So what if we split it off? What if we made Recon its own class, where the semi-auto snipers, the PDWs, the shotguns, you can use any of those, but you're a Recon class. That way you're actually out there playing it how it's supposed to be played. And I think that was one of the problems with Battlefield 3, is because they give a lot of mixed signals with the Recon class. They give you a spawn beacon, you know, they give you tools that you would normally say, okay, I need to play really aggressive, but then they give you a bolt action sniper. Yes, they've buffed the bolt action snipers at this point. They are one-hit kill to the chest up within 15 meters, but it's still really difficult to use. So I think if they spun it off and made one class which was, you know, bolt action snipers, maybe give it some tools for that would benefit it. Maybe give it the mortar, similar to what you had in Bad Company 2. Give it something that's mainly a medium to long distance, you know, role. Yes, that's going to be annoying. Well, yes, people are going to complain about people not playing the objective, but that's inevitable, guys. I think if they spun it off, you know, give us some more choices in classes, give us this marksman class or something. I think that was one of the good ideas that I saw in the comments of the last video. Give the marksman tools, you know, give them something to make their class a little bit more effective from longer ranges. Give them the bolt actions. That way the bolt actions are played a little bit like they should be. Now, don't get me wrong, I play aggressive Recon. I'm sure if they take this idea that I have and they run with it, I would still probably play really, really aggressive with the bolt actions. The problem is 95% of the people who play this role don't do what it's actually designed to do. And I think by giving them maybe like the semi-auto snipers, you know, making Recon what it's actually supposed to be, you would see more people placing tactical spawn beacons, actually using it to help the team versus, you know, going up there, placing a spawn beacon so you can fly on top of a crane and kill 3 people in a match that lasts 20 minutes. Yeah, it gets pretty frustrating at times, and I know why people hate the Recon class. It can be frustrating when you've got a team of just idiotic Recon people just trying to fly on top of a roof on Aftermath, and they're really not doing anything to help the team. And this is a really good clip right here. 3 windows, 3 headshots. I will take it. But yeah, I think if they spun it off so that, you know, the Recon class, they get the shotguns, they get the PDWs, they get the semi-autos like the M39, the MK11 mod, any sort of spammable, as a lot of people like to call it. And I know a lot of people either love the semi-autos or they hate them. A lot of people tend to think that they're newbie, that you should only play with bolt actions. But if they gave that to the Recon class, it would encourage them to move forward. You know, maybe give it so that they only have certain zoom scopes, so that they actually couldn't reach out as far as a weapon like the M98B, like the SV98. Then you make a sniper rifle class, which, like I said, has some more tools that are based on being a little bit further back. It's going to make people mad. You can't please everyone, but I think that's a way to make Recon, in essence, what it's supposed to be, while still giving people the ability to play the sniper rifle. So that's my idea for that. That's something that I've had the idea for a while. I've been toying around with it. I actually jotted my thoughts down. I looked at some of the comments, and honestly, I think it's a really, you know, solid idea. Will they implement it? You know, I don't know. I have a feeling that we'll probably get the same 4 classes. Who knows? I would like to see more variety in that aspect. I would like to see the ability to maybe use weapons in a couple different roles. Maybe give a sniper rifle to everybody in like the all-purpose kit. I think that maybe, you know, if you gave a semi-auto in that, that might push people to play a little bit more aggressive. I don't know. That's really difficult to balance, but that's one of the ideas I have toyed around with. So let me know what you guys think about that. You think that would be, you know, a waste of time? Do you think that would push Recon to actually be Recon versus sitting in the back of the map? Because I wish that they didn't give us mixed signals with the Recon class. You know, they give us bolt actions and they give us a spawn beacon. And you're like, wait, sniper rifle is a long-range tool. However, you give me a spawn beacon, which seems counterintuitive, and it really kind of is. But one of the other things that was brought up in the comments of the last video, which I thought had a lot of merit to it, was that a lot of people wanted to know, do I think that scope glare should come back? You know, where it looks like you have a flashlight when you aim down sight with anything above, what is it, a 6x zoom? So if you have the 7x zoom and up, you get a little scope glare. It makes it look like you're actually shining a flashlight at people, even on the dark maps, which, you know, in my eyes doesn't make a lot of sense, but I understand why it's there. And yes, it will return, guys. The reason why that was implemented was because of the epidemic that existed in Bad Company 2, where whole teams of snipers were hard to, you know, pick out. They're really hard to see. They kind of balanced the snipers. They made it so that, okay, if you're going to camp really far off in the distance, we're going to penalize you a little bit. We're going to make it a little bit more difficult on you. And you're like, well, if a sniper is a long-range tool, why on earth should people be able to see him from so far away? Isn't that what he's supposed to be doing? And yeah, that's really what it's supposed to be. I mean, but it's a game. We have to remember that. It's a game. It's there to balance the sniper rifles. And I don't really think it's a huge deal. Does it make it so that you can't just camp in the back and nobody knows where you're at? Yes. Does it make it so that you can't be effective with sniper rifles? No. So I don't have a problem with it. I know a lot of you guys don't like it, and I value your opinions. If you don't like scope glare, I mean, that's just your opinion. But I personally don't think it's that big of a deal. So I do definitely think that it will return in Battlefield 4. So let me know in the comments what you thought about the marksman/recon class split up. I think that would be a really good way to balance the sniper rifles and make recon a little bit more usable. And I also want to know your opinion on scope glare, because a lot of people seem mixed on it. Like I said, I don't really have a problem with it. It's there. I learned to adapt with it. I haven't really had a ton of problems with it, but I ended up going like 30-3 in this game. The 3 deaths I took were right in the beginning too, so I went on a pretty good tear throughout this game. Some really good bolt action work. But I will probably do a part 3 to this, so leave your comments. I will go back through and look at some of the opinions you guys had, because I like doing that. I like interacting with you guys. And if you missed my other videos, here's a chance to catch up. Did a Battlefield 4 video actually last video. Talked a little bit about some of the next gen ideas I had. And I also did a Crysis 3 video, which is really awesome. I'm really in love with that game. So check those out. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.